Well, now that the evolution of combat is officially out, I figured I might as well start off with my first video in it being me doing the fight caves again with a different setup because of the weaknesses and such that all exist now in the evolution of combat. And after this video, I will start going into doing some guides on how to get the best XP rates, hopefully, or just the most effective ways of doing different Slayer tasks, because I am getting pretty close to 99 in that, and I want to get that pretty quickly. So I'm going to have to, that'll involve some experimenting, which I don't really mind. So the setup that we're going for this round of fight caves is, since stabs are two-handed now, I got my spectral just sitting in my inventory just for when I do need to pull it out for melee. Got my brand new rapier, which I only got since the evolution of combat came out, since dungeoneering is extremely fast now. I got some prayer renewals, some extreme magics, a few prayer potions. I got my penance aura in my inventory, some rocktail, some extra runes. And I say extra because of what my staff is. Vampirism wielded, full Gano. I got two pairs of Ganodermic Ganodermic boots rather, as drops today because Ganodermic beasts have gone back to their normal drop tables. They're no longer dropping cabbages and things like that. Spellcaster gloves, the Toggle Zoe because of its boost. Its boost against the the Zara creatures. Um, and it actually has some pretty good stats for a ring because of all those increased chances of criticals, which are always nice. And the staff that we're using is from the Rune Span, the Greater Runic Staff, because if you check charges, it has 1,000 casts of Water Surge charged in it. You can change the spell at any time that you want to any spell on the spellbook that you are currently using, and you can charge it with up to 100 casts. And another thing that I really like about this is it has the same stats as, or the same accuracy rather, of a Staff of Light, and the staves tend to do better based on what their level is. And Chaotic Staff is level 80, Greater Runic Staff is level 90. So if it weren't for the Chaotic Staff's little 20% damage boost that it automatically gives itself, similar to the Arcane Stream giving you damage boosts like that. I'm not sure if it's the same in the evolution of combat. I don't have a Chaotic Staff, but I'm assuming that Chaotic Staff would be probably 15% mage crit, seeing as how Arcane Stream, which used to give 15% magic attack, is now 4.9 mage crit. Yeah. And then, as you can see, we have a very, very good chance of dealing damage to melee, decent chance against magic, and not so great against ranged. But if we do run into ranged creatures, we just simply do a quick switch up and we can wreck them. Magic is going to be the only thing that's going to be a bit iffy, but seeing as how majority of the volcanic creatures will be weak to water spells, it's not going to be too big of an issue. And another thing that I really like is just how high that defense against melee is with the Spectral and full Gano. It's ridiculous. So I am going to head in there, get myself set up, and I will see you on the other side with some thoughts. But for now, enjoy some clips and some music. So let's get to it. Okay, after just finishing up on Fight Caves, I have noticed quite a few changes with the evolution of combat. First one being that fight caves takes ages now. I went in there with two auras on me, each lasting an hour, and they both burnt out before I got to Jad. So it takes at least 2 hours going with the setup that I had. But of course, the setup that I had wasn't the perfect all-around setup because the Rangers, which were used to be level 90 but are now level 128, they're weak to slash, and the level 180s, which are now level 130, the big Dagnov armadillo looking type dudes, they are weak to arrows. So I didn't have either of those, and I pretty much had to. Or wait, no, they're weak to water spells. It's the ones that were always 360s, the big majors. They're weak to arrows. So of course I only brought mage and a stabbing weapon with me. So I was pretty much shit out of luck on both of those. But the setup that I brought would definitely work. It just takes a damn long time to do, which is a huge shame. Because if you don't have Vampirism and Penance, you pretty much get screwed over completely. Vampirism I was using for the first hour, and that was working out pretty well. I just had to save spots a few times so that I could focus on taking less damage and just healing off of one specific monster. And I had to use 3 doses of regular prayer potions to be able to get a few bits of soul split off to heal up in a few sticky situations. But Penance was by far the better aura for this, and pretty much for everything in the EOC, it seems, because you take a shit ton of damage, and that shit ton of damage that you do take immediately goes to your prayer, which lets you use Turmoil and Soul Split, or an equivalent of Turmoil. I was using Torment, the mage curse, and using those curses lets you do more damage, which lets you gain more health back in Soul Split, which lets you lose more health by taking damage, which lets you gain more prayer. So it's just an infinite cycle, but it keeps your prayer and your health up pretty high, because these things, they do a good amount of damage, but it never adds up too much. The only spots where I would be worried would be the waves with two rangers and a mage, because those are the ones where I encountered a ton of damage, which almost killed me. I had to eat one rocktail. I had to eat one rocktail, drink 1 dose of prayer restore, and drink 3 doses of regular prayer potion before I got to Jad. However, when I got to Jad, it turns out that they had actually fixed him, and they fixed the amount of damage that he does, so it's now proportional to everything else in the EOC, which sucks balls, because when he's freaking stomping out like 3,000s and 5,000s on you, you kind of shit your pants a bit. Unless you're me, because I didn't shit my pants. Just for the record on that. But all in all, the fight caves have just gotten a considerable amount harder. I will be trying them again at some point. I'll be bringing some arrows with me, as well as a slash weapon, to hopefully make it a bit quicker, so I can actually have my auras stay for a lot longer, or so that I can get through the caves quicker, rather, and so that I still have auras by the time that I get to Jad. And I'll also actually try prayer switching when I get to Jad, because when I got to him, I just kept soul split up, thinking, well, he'll probably only hit like a 900. No, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. But other than that, look out for some guides on how to do different Slayer tasks in the future. And with that, I will leave you guys to it.